Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb, and today we're going to be taking a look at another KTANE modded module tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at the module Phosphorescence. So this module is actually a very tricky module in both the expert and the diffuser side, and for very many reasons why. But the reasons are not actually that tricky to get over. So what exactly does this module do? Well, first off, this is the way the module looks like. And we have a timer at the top and a black screen in the center, along with black hinges around the module, it's a pretty easy module to identify. So, so once we click this timer, a timer will start when the 7 segment display is pressed. So that's what happens. That's what will happen here, and we will go through two parts here, one on the diffuser side, and one on the expert side. As like any normal module, but I would argue that the diffuser side is by far the more important variable here, because there is a lot going on for the diffuser, and one wrong mistake could affect the word that we have to submit later on with this color cycle cipher. So, what exactly goes on here? So, we're going to be looking at this blank display for the most part of this for the diffuser side. So, what exactly is the L cipher that we're looking at here? So once we start this module up, we're going to be looking at several different patterns on the display of this little big box right here. And what we're going to be looking for is 2x2 L-shaped patterns that visible on each screen. And these are the patterns that they elaborate. That means one color here and another color there. It is important to note that with these colors, there will always be 2 of them on each screen, and always one of them will be black. So that you will be able to tell what color they are. The other colors might be random, who knows. So what exactly, so with these patterns, we must make sure we count them 8 times, one for each screen, to obtain 8 different numbers, which we will use in the color cipher process, color cycle cipher, to get a word and submit later on. That's what this module is about. And the reason why this is such a tricky module is because of the speed factor. Normally, this module would start you off with a much lower time than 10 minutes, but since this is the only module on the bomb, we will be given a guaranteed 10 minutes, just due to that fact. It says up here, extra time is given per solved module. So, for example, in bigger bombs, it's very important that you do this preferably later on, or maybe midway, so that you have enough time to actually be able to do this module sufficiently. And it is also important to note that the timer, once it's activated, it cannot deactivate until it runs out, or you happen to strike on it, and at that point you will receive a strike if it runs out or you mess up somehow. So let's actually get this going. I'm gonna not really elaborate much. There will be markers that I will be placing along each intersection of the grid in the dead center of each of the 2x2 points to help me count personally. I like to click that, and people do that too as well. So there is going to be a high speed element, but for the most part, it should be pretty straightforward what I'm going for here. So let's get started. So we're going to click the timer up here. And what we're going to do first is we're going to first select it, which should display a gray screen, and then we're going to deselect it to move on to the next stage. And now it begins. As I mentioned before, these are random colors, and we are going to be using these markers in the dead center to mark each of the L pieces present here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 15 for the first stage. And then we're done here. So moving on, we're going to deselect it and then reselect it again to move on to the next stage. So so right click and then left click for the next stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. For the second stage, right, next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, alright, 15 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 20. For this stage, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 for this stage. 3 more stages left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 for this stage. I'm suspecting something interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 again. Okay. And then one more stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Okay. All right. So now that we are past this point, we can now go down to the color cycle cipher section, which is the expert heavy section. So now that we have our 8 numbers, we must convert these 8 numbers into letters using this table here. So 15 is a Juliet, 17 is a Lima, 15 is a Juliet, 20 is an Oscar, 27 is a Victor, 15 is a Juliet, and 9 is a Delta. I might have missed one here because, and as you can see actually in this last little bit right here, this must be done quickly as the colors slowly will fade to gray, and as you can see right now they are slowly fading away. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. I was missing one, so that is actually 10 in this case. So 10 in this case is an echo. So now I am seeing a word that we can potentially get here. And then once we're done with all 8 stages, a shuffle is performed when the sequence wraps around, indicated by the gray screen. So some of the letters may change, but the answer will still remain the same. So if you ever happen to miss a letter for some reason, or something doesn't make sense, the diffuser can go back and look at the stages. So now that we have all of our 8 letters converted, we must figure out which one of these letters is actually an imposter. Imposter sus moment. Remove all instances of the imposter letter such that an English word is made without rearranging the letter. So we will always be in reading order of which you can find a word to submit. So in this case, there's an odd number of Juliets in this case. So I think it's safe to say that we get rid of all of the Juliets, and we are left with the word love. So that's lovely that we get that answer. So now that is our word we will be submitting. So what exactly are we going to be doing with this word here? So what we're going to do is I'm going to click the timer up here, and we're going to get a series of 8 colors with different buttons, 8 buttons with different letters on them with different colors. These letters are associated with each of the colors, and we will be using those to essentially give our answer of love with. But first things first, I need to note down the 7-segment display, the different timer states that are on and off. As you can see here, some of these digits, based off of the last digit of that timer, will turn on and off, just like that 2 and 1 right there. So in this case, I'm going to use these different timer states. 5 is on, 2, and 1 is on. So we're going to use these guys who are on, and we're going to add them all up together. So 2 plus 4 is 6, and then 6 plus 32 is 38. And we're going to use this offset for later on to determine where we are on each of the color points. It is important to note that the display is always off when the last digit is at 9. That's why it is never on this timer state bit right here. And if you also note, each of these are actually each of these are different powers of binary, so different powers of 2. So you could actually, if you happen to have a lot of these guys on, you could essentially use binary to convert this from base 2 to base 10. Or you can just simply add them up. Either way works. So yeah, and in the event of a misclick for your answer, sacrifice a fourth of your remaining time and clear your input by pressing the buttons until they all flash white. So that's if you need to clear your time. It's very recommended that you don't do this. So let's actually click the timer and let's get our 8 colors, because this is pretty much where the tricky part is for the expert heavy side. Let's do this. You'll see here a bunch of letters will pop up with different colored backgrounds. EOV, Delta Papa. And now what I'm going to do, as these fade away, is I'm going to write down each of the words associated with each of these letters. So Tango is associated with tan, Sierra is a salmon, Yankee is yellow, Emerald, E is emerald, Oscar is orange, Victor is vibe, Delta is diamond, and Papa is purple. And these are the colors we're associated with. So now what we must do is we're going to use this offset that we got here. And what we're going to do is for the first letter, we're going to add 1. So giving us 39. So what this number does for us actually is we're going to be placing a pointer on each of the 8 colors. And what exactly do we do with these different pointers? What we're trying to do is we're trying to find the colors that have the word, the color of the letter of which we're currently on right now. So we're trying to look for colors that have a lima in the name of that color. So in this case, the ones with lima in it have are salmon, yellow, emerald, and purple. So between these 4 colors, we need to use the offset to figure out which one is currently pointing at a lima right now, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is we're going to essentially do 39 in this case, and we're essentially going to modulo the amount of letters in each color to get a specific output, which in this case will be the current letter that it's pointing on. So salmon, in this case, has 6 letters. So salmon has 6, so we're going to do 39 modulo 6 is 3. It's very likely that I won't solve this one, but I'm going to continue following along with this example anyways. So the output that we get is currently 3. Now, if we take a look at salmon, and we count and we go to the 3rd character in salmon, it is, you guessed it, a lima. And we will be pressing salmon for that first letter to submit for love. So next up we're going to be looking for Oscar. Now, it's very important to note that why did I add 1 when we got 38 for our first offset? Shouldn't we use 38 for the first offset? But that's not what it specifies. We're going to place the pointer on the color's offset plus 1 plus first character. So each time we're going to increase the offset by 1. So for the second character, we're going to be increasing it by another 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is running out of time.
Accepted, I'm not
and that's what happens. So what I'm saying is that we started with 38, and since we're trying to figure out what the first letter is, we're going to add 1 to 38, giving us 39. And then from 38, we're going to try to figure out what the second letter is. We're going to add 2 to that. So essentially, we're going to be counting up each time. Just make sure that you always add 1 to the offset. Now, in the instructions, it does state that you subtract the offset with the length of the color's word until it is less than that, and add the amount of characters afterwards. But it's personally a little bit easier, especially when you're using text calculator, to do modulo, and instead just add 1 to the offset instead, because it doesn't change the actual answer. So let's actually continue on. So 39, and we're going to be looking for the word, we're going to use 40 now. So we're looking at 40 currently, and we're trying to find the word Oscar. Which colors currently have a letter of Oscar in it? There is salmon, there is yellow, there is emerald, there is orange, there is salmon, yellow, and orange, and diamond present. So we just did 40 mod 6, which is the amount of salmon and yellow. And if we take a look, our output is 4. Salmon would be a Mike, which is not an Oscar, which we do not have, so we're not going to be using salmon for this stage. 4 would land on a Lima, which is not an Oscar, so we're not going to use that for this stage. Orange would land on a November, which is not Oscar. Now let's take a look at Diamond, because this is the last option that we have left. This is going to be modulo 7 in this case, because it is 7 letters long. And in this case, it lands on a 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it does indeed land on an Oscar. So we're going to be using Diamond for the second stage of this. And that's how this module works. So now moving up to 41 for our third letter, we're going to be looking for the words, the letter Victor in these words. So tan doesn't have it, salmon doesn't have it, yellow doesn't have it, emerald, no, orange, no, vibe. Now, let's take a look at this one. So vibe is a potential option, diamond is not, and purple is not. In many easy cases like these, you will have a letter that is simply not present on any other option. So in this case, we are forced to use vibe because that is the only option that doesn't have a victor, that has a victor rather. And in this case, you can actually even make sure. Vibe is 4 letters long. 41 modulo 4 is 1. The first character in vibe is a victor. So that's where that works. So for our last letter, we're going to move up to 42 now. So that's 4. Increased from the 38 we started off with, and we're going to be looking for the word echo. The letter echo. Excuse me. So many stuff is going to be out of context in this video. I'm so sorry. So letters. Names with color names with the word echo in it include yellow, emerald, orange, vibe, diamond. Not diamond, and purple. So let's start off with a 6. We can get rid of orange and purple and see which one works here. So 42 modulo 6 is 0, which in this case we can just use, if it happens to land on a 0, it's just the last character, the rightmost character in the name. Which in this case, we actually can use both orange and purple in this case. There is always the possibility of having multiple answers in this module. It's just making sure that it lands on the exact same letter. So in this case, I would just use orange, and we'd be done and call it a day. And before that time ran out, we would have been able to press each of the same positions of the colors, and that's how we solved this module. So, hope this makes sense. I'm going to run through this one more time, and I'll solve another example afterwards, but I'm going to kind of go through it a little bit faster because hopefully you understand how this module works now. But it's a really clever way of simply just using these letters and having to find them in each of the color names based off of your offset and the amount of characters in each name, in each color name. So let's get another example going, because I can do this a lot faster normally. And some people can speedrun this, like Ruda and Espic. They're crazy. Like the fastest time I've seen is like sub 3 minutes of this. I don't even know how that even is possible. So bravo to them. But anyways, let's get this going. So we'll start up the timer again. It'll give us 10 minutes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is all I am seeing for this first one, so 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Work for the second stage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, let me make sure. 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Go again, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. Yes, that looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24. I'm suspecting this might be our imposter letter here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, another 24, okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Another 24. Okay, yeah, this is definitely our imposter there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, okay. Alright, so 10 in this case is Echo. 24 was Sierra. 17 is Lima. Then Sierra, 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 then Elm. So our answer is Elm in this case. Since Sierra was obviously our duplicate, our imposter letter. And in most cases, it actually is pretty easy to find the duplicate letter because the imposter, because there is generally duplicates. So that definitely does make it a lot easier. Let's get our timer states. 8 is on. 6 is on. 5 is on. 4, 2, 0. So in this case, we can actually convert this one to binary. It would probably be a lot quicker and easier. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And just toss this into a base converter right here. And that gives us our offset of 373. So now, now that we've got our offset here, let's head on over to the colors, which I do not need right now. We have Echo November Quebec, Papa Sierra Golf, Yankee Tango. Let's convert these now to words. We have Emerald. November is Navy. Quebec is Quartz. Papa is Purple. Sierra is Salmon. Golf is Green. Yankee is Yellow. And Tango is Tan. Okay. So now this one actually is really, really simple. So we start with 373. We're going to add 1 to the first letter. So we're going to make this 374. And let's figure out which letters, which names have an echo in them. We actually have quite a few options when it comes to echo. So we have emerald, we have purple, we have green, we have yellow, and that's it. So let's start off with a modulo 5. See where that goes. So mod 5 for green. And green actually does work in this case. In the 4th position, green gives us, if we're in the 4th position of green, that gives us an echo in this case. So that does indeed work. So green is going to be what we're going to use for the echo. Now we're going to add 1 to our offset, giving us 375. And we're looking for Lima, which does not appear to have many options, but it still has some. We have emerald, purple, salmon, and yellow. So let's do modulo 6 for this. Modulo 6 gives us 3. Purple is not it, because that's a Romeo for 3rd position. Salmon does have an L in the 3rd position. So we will be using salmon for our 2nd stage. We'll use salmon. And let's increase our offset by 1, 376. And let's do modulo 6 again. And looking at that, salmon also has Mike immediately afterwards. That's the nice thing about this module, is that you actually can sometimes see like the word being consecutive in 2 different spots. So that's always important to also pay attention for, is consecutive letters of the word, of the submit word, in consecutive positions in a color name. So what we're going to submit is we're going to submit green, salmon, salmon. The positions on the module stay the same for the colors, so all we have to do is press green in this middle right position, and then salmon twice in the middle. So we'll press green, and then you hear bejeweled sounds. We're going to press the timer on the submit button to submit the module. You hear that sound. And the module will freak out, meaning you solved it. And just like that is a solved module. It's a beautiful module. It's a beautifully made module, and I love the sound of it. I love the visual references too. It's so much fun. So I'm going to do one more example of this because I actually got a really easy example with that. But this is how this module works, and it's a blast once you start playing with it a lot more. And it definitely is one of those things that you can get experienced with really well with practice. That's really the best way that I can say that. I'd say arguably the trickiest part is making sure that you don't miss stuff in the L cipher. This is where more of the errors tend to happen anyways. So let's do one more example because this module is pretty easy once you get the feel for it. So let's get this going. And once I get these 8 numbers, I'm pretty much just going to convert them on the spot. So let's do that. 7 is on. 2 and 1. And that's it. And if I haven't mentioned already for this bit, the last digit is, the display will always be off when the last digit is a 9. In case I didn't mention that, I'm mentioning it now. That's why it doesn't have this timer state option of 9 at the bottom. So let's get this going. All right, pop it up. 1, 2, 3, and the lights decide to go out on me. Just give it a second. Uh, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 29 is an X-ray in this case. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anything. Doesn't look like I did. Alright, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I'm sensing this is our duplicate here because that's the exact same letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Absolutely, this is... oh my god. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 9 in this case is a delta. XD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 20. Another X. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 20. Another X-ray. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. 14 in this case is India. Watch it be like die or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 is golf. Dig. All right, so now that we've gone through all 8 stages, as symbolized by this gray screen, our word is dig, with a lot of X's gone, so that's brilliant. So we know what dig is. We have our timer states, so let's do that real quick. 128 plus 6 in this case is going to be 134 to start us off. Yes, I did my math right. Good. Yep, so 134. Let's get the colors. Quebec, Charlie, X-ray. X-ray, Juliet, Zulu, Tango, Oscar, Romeo. So Quebec is quartz. Charlie is crimson. X-ray is Zodic. Some interesting names, but I believe it is to cover for different letters in this case. Juliet is jade. Zulu is zen. Tango is tan. Okay, and then Oscar is orange. Romeo is finally red. So now let's take a look. So we're going to go over here to the text field calculator. We're going to do 135 in this case since we're adding one for our first letter. And we're looking for delta words, which there might not actually be that much. It is actually just, it's between jade and red. So it's just jade and red. So let's figure out. So let's modulo 4, and let's see where we're at. Our output is 3, so the third letter from the right, a third letter counting, is going to be a delta, indeed. So jade is going to be our first word that we're going to use. We're going to increase our offset by 1 now, and we're going to look for the letter India in these names. Crimson is a possibility, Zodic is a possibility, and that's it. So let's modulo 5 in this case. 136 modulo 5 gives us 1. We're not looking for an X-ray. So we're likely going to be using crimson. So crimson is 7 letters long, so modulo 7 gives us a 3. The third letter in crimson is in India. So we're going to be using crimson as our second one. And now we're going to look for golf. So 137, increasing our offset by 1. Looking for golf. 1, 2, we're looking for... It's going to be just orange because there is no other option available for the golf option. So it has to be orange. Shut up. And just to make sure, this is a modulo 6, so we're going to mod 6, which gives us a 5. The 5th character in orange is a golf. And just like that, it works. So we're going to click jade, crimson, and orange. And we're going to hit submit. And just like that, the module is solved. Thank you guys for watching. This has been one of my most favorite tutorials to ever make, and it feels good to be back. And as always, stay crazy, stay cool, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.